When I was young, I saw myself as, well, I was pretty sure that I would get an opportunity to go to college. So I saw myself as going to college and getting married and having a family and probably being a housewife.
I've always wanted to be something different than the secretary or anything in that way. When I went to college, I was an accounting major, and I had the opportunity to bid on this job. My husband was behind me all the way and told me, you can do it, try it, you can do it. So I tried it, and I've been doing it since 7 years. When you grow up as a little girl, you're not prepared for a job like I do. A man is much stronger, almost any man, size-wise, it doesn't matter, will be stronger than I am. He climbed more trees than I did as a child. I mean, I played with dolls, I did the different things, I cleaned house. So, muscle-wise, I'm not as strong. Mind-wise, figuring things out, we're prepared, we can handle it. And strength is something that you get the technique, you can do it. But we're not just built like a man. So that's the main thing of being prepared. It's just the will to continue on. When I started, I didn't understand the wires. I didn't understand how to use different tools of a screwdriver. I've never used them. I was handy. I've always been handy with my hands. I was always good with doing things quickly with my hands. But there was even a joke when I asked about a screwdriver, and someone said to me, do you need a left-handed screwdriver or a right-handed screwdriver? And my reaction was to hold and wait and don't say any more, to think if he was teasing me or not. I feel a lot of times a woman's always trying harder. It might be just me. It might be just my tendency to continue, working the harder. But anytime if a woman maybe messes up, it's been said in the past, oh, that's a woman for you or anything. It's not. Basically because she made a mistake, and sometimes that happens. But the ones I work with now know I can do it. There's no question about it. They know I'm not as strong again, but proving yourself every time you go to a different place, a different job, you have to prove to them, I'm sure, in a different way. There's a different doubt. Being technical or understanding is one's will, and understanding it and trying or using their hands. A lot of times a woman using a screwdriver or anything like that, once they learn it, sometimes they're just, between my husband and I could probably use the screwdriver better. A reaction from the male counterparts is, it varies. You can't go on a whole of how the man's going to react to you, because it's a personality that's reacting to you. Each group you're in, it's different. It depends who's there. And if you do your work, the majority will be behind you. If you don't do your work, they're not going to appreciate it. But there's always one, if you do your work or not, they don't like you being out there for some reason. It could be a cute tease, in the sense of the question is, can she do it? Can she, is it going to work when she leaves? That could be the main thing of, teasing.
That were different from men that I worked with before, because men that I worked with before had been friends and attitudes were similar, and this was quite different in a lot of ways. But it's worked out real well. We got to know each other, and after this amount of time, it's I think it's beneficial on both sides. We all get along real well. They cut me some slack, and I cut them some slack.
Reactions are good. A lot of ladies say, you know, I'm glad to see someone out there. I'm glad that you're doing it or somebody's doing it. When you go to a house to put in a phone, the ladies are glad, especially early in the morning. A lot of times they have their house coats on or something. And they're glad when a lady, oh, I'm glad it's you, or I'm glad it's a woman. And sometimes they feel comfortable with the woman coming in and running the wire in their house. And of course there's ones who maybe think, can she do the job, you know, not knowing what it's entailing. But you get a lot of good comments of glad to see you out doing it. And there's plenty of older men and stuff that say, you know, that they're I don't believe you do this. Or are you going to climb this? Is my phone still going to work when you leave? Or reactions like that, because they're not used to it, because there's not many of us around because of the job situation.
I don't really think about it, but I've had women to come up to me and say, we really appreciate you being there. We think it's great you're there. But maybe for a couple of days, the mystique was there, which it's not there anymore so much. It's a matter of a job now.
I hear plenty of women say, my husband wouldn't let me do it. Or I hear plenty of men who say, I wouldn't let my wife do it. It depends if you have the job or you have the chance to get the job. My husband might be different. I mean, he's a supporter of what I do, and he feels he's behind me in this type of work. I mean, I don't have any problem. I mean, he helps me at home and takes care of the kids of getting to daycare because I have the commitment to be at work earlier than he does. So you need that support. I need that support. If I wasn't doing this, I don't know what I've been doing. I can't say. I mean, I might have lucked out and had a better job with the phone company. Or, I mean, I started with the phone company, just having an extra income. And being now that I pay for child care, I have a large enough income that I can pay for the child care and still have the benefits of things. I know I wouldn't have the same home if my husband worked, or if I had a lesser paying job, or the different things. If I want to buy something, I have the freedom of not waiting for the payday or something like that. I mean, we don't work on a budget, which is bad because we need to, but we enjoy the extra income and we use it. I mean, we really used to 2 incomes, which is something hard to break.
This job has provided a lot of economic freedom, for sure. It's been the best paying job I've ever had. And I think that women definitely should have that opportunity. It's also been more than just a job. I've had jobs where I was in that situation where it was just a job. And it is very satisfying to have something that you're going to be doing for 8 hours of your day that you do enjoy. And this job is like that for me. In the last 10 years, the fields, the blue-collar fields, I think have opened up very much. Not as fast, maybe, as we would like it to. It's a matter of obtaining training, since most women didn't have the training when they were teenagers or didn't have shop in high school. It's a matter of finding a place that will give you training. And outside of apprenticeships, you have to try to find a place that will give you training, which can be difficult. I want to encourage all of the daughters of the next generation to expand and try anything they want.
A woman's place, what? If you're old-fashioned, your woman's place is in a home, but a woman's place is where they want to be.